U7Buy provides the most convenient, fastest, and safest way to upgrade your team with numerous positive reviews and verified by top creators from different countries with 24/7 online customer support. Before the end of October, all users who place an order for FC26 coins on U7Buy for their first order of FC26 coins can enjoy a plus 10% coin bonus. Using my discount code Inception can get an additional 8% discount. Okay guys, let's get to the real content today. By the way, guys, when we do the player reviews, we are always trying out custom tactics. So sometimes when I do the player reviews, I consider them like fodder reviews nowadays. I just kind of upload them, but collect footage for new custom tactics. I was trying out some different ones. Sometimes we get unfortunate though. Sometimes we try out players and the custom tactics kind of suck and we just get the player review. Anyways, so we have the new evolution today, which is probably the main content for today. Let's be completely honest. This evolution is going to be called Magician of the Right. Magician of the Right. So we're gonna go see what the popular choices are for this, what the specific players get, all that good stuff. So I'm kind of seeing right off the bat that some players have Rapid. I guess that's what they're adding to most of these cards, which could definitely be really cool. Marcus Rashford is always a card that trends because of the chain evils that people can pretty much do on him, but this is like an expired one. I don't want to check out Rashford too much if you don't really have the cards from before. Obviously, with this card, you'd probably give him an engine and then just work with him as it is. Finishing is there when it comes to finesse shots and whatnot. First touch, quick step, pinged pass. I mean, yeah, it looks pretty cool, but again, expired evils, right? Let's see what the other ones are like here. Okay, so Selma... Okay, so she receives the finesse shot and then she gets more stuff for the right-hand side because she never really had too much stuff for the right-hand side, like inside, forward, all that kind of stuff. So what's cool about this evolution is that you are making players more usable and you allow them to fit the meta of the game better, right? Because with Selma, at least for me personally, I'm really big on finesse shots in the side positions this year. With Riton, it wasn't so bad to use her there because her right foot finesse was still coming off pretty decently. But normally, you know, cards like Selma, you kind of get tired of using on the left-hand side if she doesn't have the finesse shot because most of the attacking plays kind of like revolve around that, right? In my opinion, at least. Because I don't, you know, just constantly do that through ball to the side position thing. But this card, the way that she's formatted, it does make more sense, right? Because on a finisher chemistry cell, you know, increasing her dribbling, her shooting, you put her on the right hand side. Now she has finesse shots, right? So that's already a big deal because she had finesse shot before. I've just seen that right now, but it's on the left hand side, so you'd be working with the 4-star for her. I mean, what's the stat improvements on this? Because I'm not like super convinced. Because if she already has certain things, it's kind of like, you know. Sorry, I'm being really stupid right now. This one? No chain ones. First touch is pretty good to add to be honest. Yeah, she doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's a link to Pina, right? So people are going to be looking at that a lot. That link to Pina is crazy. Doku. I'm surprised people are disliking this one. This one looks pretty good, to be honest. Reason why I'm saying this is because on a marksman, he looks pretty solid. I guess the more wasteful thing is giving him the stuff for the right-hand side, since you'd probably still want to use him mainly on the left-hand side, but I mean, he looks pretty good, bro. You're putting his dribbling in the 90s area. You're giving him a first touch, inventive trickster, quick step. This card looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm not really against this one. This one actually looks pretty solid. Really good improvements. Marksman for a little bit of a physical boost too. Don't mind that. You put the dribbling in the 90s, which I think is really big. It's actually really solid. Cherki. 90 dribbling on this one? Oh, not bad either for this one, actually. Yeah, I'm not against this one. I mean, if you never really did Cherki's cards from before, it's mainly for the right-hand side, right wing, inside forward, ++. So you would have, so well, no finesse shot, but like I'm not really looking at it from like a finesse shot perspective. I'm looking at it from a perspective of just using him as a cam. Now, obviously, people did that evolution from before, which was really, really good. But yeah, this card still looks really well formatted for the finisher in the cam position if you never really got to him. But there has been like other variations of Cherki that you probably should have gotten. That was like, I think it was free for that move, like a Dama one or something like that. Or it was like significantly cheaper, one or the other. But regardless, if you went Cherki's route, guys, I'm telling you guys, this guy is so good in the cam position. But you never know, man. Maybe they do an evolution in the future where they make him like even better, to be honest with you. I've seen Antony trending here, which is interesting because I'm a huge fan of this card. This card's actually maintained a pretty solid value at 65k, mainly because he has two of the important playstyles in tiki-taka and finesse shots, right? This new variation, he has the finesse shot, no tiki-taka, but to be fair, really well formatted, to be honest with you, right? Like when you're doing the comparison between this card and the promo card, right? These are like the main differences. So your dribbling feels a little bit better, your pace is a little bit faster, your shooting is very similar, right? But the main difference here is that this card does have more passing stats, right? Now, obviously, playstyles definitely still plays a really huge role, but I think that because of the passing stats being really high on this card, and another very key thing to mention, the fact that they make him a 5-star, 4-star, that's a pretty big deal too. So it kind of makes me not care as much. I still care because tiki-taka is this entire game, but not care as much if I didn't choose like the Antony for this one, you know? Because obviously the passing increase is like really crazy. The 4-star weak foot's crazy. And then the main thing is obviously a little bit of a playstyle difference too. Because guys, to be honest with you, giving a rapid to him is pretty good because the card, when you look at it from a dribbling perspective, right? Like the dribbling on the other card is worse and you still give him a hunter, right? With this card, it's better dribbling and you're giving him a hunter with higher pace and he has a rapid with the higher pace, right? So pretty good in regards to that sort of thing, right? Another thing to mention too is that for the evolution version, it also has first touch. So first touch with better dribbling, I think you definitely notice more of a responsive feel out of the card. So for me, this is probably the top choice so far. I'll probably put him in the middle of the thumbnail. I like him the most so far. Dou&e is another one that gets an upgrade as well. The only thing with Dou&e's card is that he already has a lot of right-sided things already because that's like his base stuff, right? Because he's not originally on the left-hand side and you give him the right-hand side to improve a lot of things. But regardless, the card is still a 5-star, 4-star player that gets a lot of base improvements. Probably a card that you still give a finisher chemistry style to increase shooting and dribbling on the card. His dribbling is not like super horrible, by the ways. Kind of makes sense because if you look at the difference between the rare gold, right, it's just mainly giving him the finesse shots on the card, right, and then the stat improvement. So giving him the play styles of first touch, a press proven, even though I didn't even know he had that, that's what compensates for the card in game, right? So you're giving him a finesse shot, which is cool if you get on his left foot on the right hand side, but it's mainly the left hand side that I'm like looking at the most, which he doesn't have too many roles for, right? So you're giving him finesse shot, but he doesn't have too many roles for that. When you look at the Antony card, that is already like kind of like a base thing of his, having the inside forward plus for both, right? So the choice here is pretty crazy for that one. Estev&atilde I could see being a good choice. Let's see with this card. That's a huge base improvement. So his pace is 91. This is a card that I wouldn't mind working with on the hunter. I guess the main problem with people for him is the finishing being low. Because Antony's card is way higher at 86. What's the other card's shooting like? Oh, if it's like similar, guys, I'm telling you the finesse shot's really good then, man. The playstyle kind of carries it. I think it'd be a similar situation to Estev&atilde. I'm not really sure why this card has a dislike. I actually like the way that he looks. Not horrible. Especially if you're building like a Chelsea team. Like, yeah, you're not making him a 5-star, 4-star player. But 4-star, 4-star, he still looks pretty good. If I'm a left-footed player on the right-hand side, and I have inside forward plus and plus, like that's still pretty good. Yeah, not against this one either. Rapid as well to make him pretty fast. Gervinho from the hero card. He's gone up in price because he looks like a good option, probably. Yeah, he does, actually. He doesn't look horrible for that marksman, eh? 92 finishing is actually really solid. A little bit of a physical boost. And then you can actually still give him a finisher, actually. A finisher would still probably make more sense just because of the extra shooting boost. Because base card stats for pace-wise, he's pretty good, right? Because he's actually getting really well compensated with the quick step and the rapid plus. I think that's like a very, very huge variable to work with. Another one too is the fact that this card does at least have the inside forward plus for the left wing position. There's some like formations where you can use cards like this in the left mid area, and even if they don't have the role, they still perform well enough in that spot because, again, with Gervinho's card, you're providing him with the two play styles in first touch and finesse shot. So again, still looks like a really cool choice if you wanted to kind of go down that direction as well. Carl, left-footed, right-hand side stuff. Base card stats being increased. 89 for dribbling, 91 for base card stats for pace. So they kind of nerf some of these things, but at the same time, not really, because I still think people would give him a hunter anyways. Because in the side position, you don't care as much about like having the left stick being super responsive. You still care, but not as much, right? Again, with a card like this, first touch, finesse shots, cutting inside with the left foot on the right-hand side, having inside forward plus plus for the right wing position. Right mid, he only has winger, but there's some formations where winger is a really boring, really boring role, really. But it's the role that just allows you to keep the fullback occupied so he doesn't go into the middle. So it creates space for you in the middle. That's literally the whole point of that role, which is why it's so boring. The attacking AI is garbage. Like, it's so boring. But again, it's still a nice improvement, right? You have the strong foot on the right-hand side. He gets the improvements to be really good in that area. And yeah, still looks pretty cool. For the Bayern Munich links especially, it doesn't look like a bad choice by any means. What else we have here? So we have Sane from the promo card and the flashback. So he gets the improvements as well, 91 for pace. It doesn't look bad on a marksman either. That's actually not a bad improvement. And then right mid, he already has the base stuff for right mid, right? He has the inside forward plus plus, yeah. Then he has it for the right wing, and then you're giving him the finesse shot on the first touch and a quick step with a rapid. The quick step with the rapid is a really big deal. If you actually add that to most of these cards and you're working with like 92 acceleration, 91 sprint speed, like the pace is not really that bad to work with. Now, be mindful that this game is very counterattack heavy into the side position through balls. But if EA does some sort of patch in the future where they, you know, probably make that part a little bit less effective, then, you know, you got a card like this that can still cook, right? And he has Game Changer as well. Guys, Game Changer on the strong foot opposite side is actually pretty nice when they do the cut inside and then you just shoot it to the near post. Like sometimes they just kind of contextually do it too. So if you ever want to go for the near post strikes, that could be really nice too. So that's actually a really cool card for Leroy Sané. I'm not really against that whatsoever as well. All right, let's see what other choices we have here. So Ibarbo, so first touch. It's a pretty big improvement for him, actually. He also has, oh, he has quick step plus. Oh, this card looks really good then. Yeah, quick step plus with 91 acceleration is actually fine. And he has a regular rapid. Fantastic card, to be honest. Long shots being low is irrelevant, bro. This card has finesse, first touch. He was originally... The only thing that's like a shame is you would wish he would have more left-sided things with the way that he looks, but I don't think it's really that big of a deal. I think this card on the right-hand side would actually be really nice. Low-key might actually not be a bad striker either, but honestly, any striker that doesn't have driven shot right now is actually a little bit annoying to use, because every time you break down plays and the defensive AI kind of tracks back quickly to you, you need players that can just do those quick pop shots, man. But in the side position, I mean, you can't go wrong with this. This is a very fast player that can play on the right-hand side. And if he gets on the inside and you get him on his left foot, like he still has a regular finesse, so you could still score those opportunities. It's just always better to have strong foot on the strong side, right? This is the really good female player, by the way, so people talk about her a lot. And it kind of makes sense. Look how many play styles she has. Oh, she went up in price. 97.97 with quick step and rapid is crazy. And then your shooting is higher. Then you have driven, finesse, quick step, relentless, technical, first touch. And you can be used on the right-hand side for wings. Striker, you could still, honestly, like, I'm not really super against a striker because so many players I use that don't have, like, advanced forward for striker and they still cook there. Like, I could still see her being pretty good. I've faced some people that actually have her evolution and she does cook, man. So, not super against that. Fenerbahce, Marco Asensio. So how does this work? Do you improve this card and then Thunderstruck would improve him further because of the playstyles and stuff? But like, aren't you adding playstyles to him? So what if the playstyles that they add are the playstyles that you got from the evolution, you know? That's where it gets a little bit weird. Not exactly too sure exactly how that works, you know? Little gray area there for you, boy. You can give this to Al Owairan too, eh? You could do it to the Bob card as well. I'm not against doing it for the Bob card. I'm not against it. Because you're adding finesse shot to him. That's like the biggest variable ever. I'm not against this one. This card, every time you would play with him in the game, that's like, you just felt that's what he was missing all the time. But, I mean, now he does, right? 4-star, left-footed, right-hand side, finesse shot. With a first touch, has a tiki-taka as well. Like, tiki-taka on the card is pretty nice. People definitely should be commenting on this one. Mid? Oh, well, he's weak, definitely, for sure. Definitely a weak one, for sure. Oh, by the ways, I used this guy. I think it was this guy, or like, I forget which one it was. It might have been this one. I used him in the striker position. Bro, Al Owairan was cooking, buddy. This guy was cooking, but that was like during that time period. It was like before. Oh, you mean driven shot and finesse though? You know what I mean. Rapid, quick step, first touch, and first touch and finesse shots. I mean, yeah, it's still pretty good. Still pretty good. He's a runner. He's a track star. Finisher, chemistry style, dribbling boost, shooting boost. Still pretty good. I want to see if there's any like players that stand out. Like Mbeumo, I think Mbeumo would be an interesting one just because, what about this player of the month card? Oh, unfortunately, no. Yeah, because honestly, anything that is strong foot for the right-hand side is what I'm thinking about. Because when you give him the play styles, they're just way more usable, right? Like he doesn't have finesse shot, now he does. Has the rolls as well, because that was like a base mechanic of his. And the card's way more usable now. Definitely better than the player of the month, probably, to be honest with you. These cards come out like Pedro Neto, but like this card is not super expensive, and they did already provide him with Tiki Taka and Finesse Shot, which is pretty good. I haven't tried out that card yet, but he definitely looks really, really sick, to be honest with you. Mahrez would be another good example as well. That's a very solid example. Yeah, not against this one either. Probably can give him a marksman, make him feel really responsive, or a finisher to make sure his finishing is a little bit higher. Rapid, finesse, first touch, technical, low driven, incisive. Dang, this guy actually has a lot of stuff. Right mid, inside, forward, plus. Yeah, no, he looks really good. Yeah. Really, really good improvements. My goat. Yeah, that's a good upgrade. Has he gone up in price? Oh, he might be extinct. I don't know. I don't know if that's how that works, but on Footbin, because they say 0, but you don't know. Adeyemi, is he right-footed or left-footed? I swear he's left. Yeah, he's left-footed. Okay. Yeah, not too bad there, man. The difference with this card is that he already has base card stats for pace. And then he has right mid, inside, forward, plus, right wing, plus. Not too bad if you want to do the Borussia Dortmund ones. This card is probably going to be already better than that SBC that they dropped recently. Oh, yeah, I mean, there you go. Honestly, I'd probably still give this card a Hunter or something. Maybe a finisher as well. Because again, with the whole thing with Rapid being added, some players having quick step, like this card doesn't. But yeah, I mean, the general gist of things, guys, is that you want to look for cards that, in my opinion, are strong foot on the opposite side as much as possible, because it makes them very, very cool to use. This evolution is pretty good though, man. It gives them really good improvements. If players get the rapid plus, which is a huge plus to be honest, and then they have like a quick step and some extra play styles, like some of the players have like a tiki-taka on top. I think that's the types of things that you want to look at the most, right? Like even Diaby gets a pretty cool improvement as well as a 4-star player playing in the Saudi league, really well formatted so you could put his finishing at least to 93. Has the roles, right? Like you gotta try to get cards that also have the inside forward plus on that right hand side, and if they don't, then on the left hand side they need to have the right roles as well. But yeah, a lot of cool stuff. Even the Kudu's gameplay objective is here as well. The gameplay objective Kudu's card, look at this. Yeah, I mean a similar situation, right? Like you make this card way more usable too, to be honest. Right mid and right wing has inside forward plus plus. So if you're like a Spurs fan and then you give this guy a finisher chemistry style, like he looks really well formatted too, now that he has a finesse shot as well. So yeah, W evolution, man. A lot of really cool choices you could potentially go with this one. Let me know what you guys choose down below in the comment section, and we'll go from there. Thanks for watching the video. I'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.